Doug MPA back with another video. So apparently the press came up to Alissa Heinerscheid, the VP that started this whole Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney fiasco, and she said that she couldn't talk about it, and her friend whisked her away from the press. This article is called Bud Light Marketing VP Who Lost Her Job Over $26 billion Dylan Mulvaney Mistake is tight-lipped outside her $8 million Central Park home as her friend says she can't talk about it. We're going to get into this article, but before I do, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. It shows you support me and what I'm doing over here. And let me start off by saying we are entering month 2 of this boycott. $26 billion. Great job. We can't stand for this foolishness anymore. Okay, keep the boycott going. I don't think that the national sales is going to go over 30% loss. There are some markets that have reached 40%, like Jacksonville, Florida. But anyway, let's keep it going. It says a friend of former marketing VP Alissa Heinerscheid said that she is unable to talk about the disaster. She took a leave of absence shortly after the company started to hemorrhage money following the backlash. Bud Light could be toppled from its top spot as a U.S. king of beers by Modelo after sales plunged 25.7%. Bud Light marketing executive can't talk about the controversial decision to use transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney in an advertisement for the brand. And I've said this in many videos, guys. Let me know if there's a bigger L that's happened this year to a company or a person than this Bud Light fiasco. Because this is going to be the biggest L of 2023. I can tell you that right now. Vice President Alissa Heinerscheid took a leave of absence earlier this year following the controversy around the brewing giant's decision to use Mulvaney 26 for the March Madness campaign. Heinerscheid, 39, was not the only one to step down after the backlash, which created the biggest corporate disaster in a decade, as the VP for mainstream brand Daniel Blake also removed himself from his role. So both of them are on leave of absences, probably paid. But the sudden departure appears premature after bosses said the decision to work with Mulvaney was made by an outside agency without management awareness or approval. I don't think that's true. I really don't. And the sad part about it is Anheuser-Busch is trying to please both sides. They're trying to please the left by not completely denouncing the campaign, and they're trying to get back in with the right by having these America advertisements and having camo-colored cans and all that stuff. They should just pick the side. But now this whole thing is dragging out further and further. When approached by DailyMail.com regarding claims that she had no idea of the campaign, Heinerscheid declined to comment, but a friend said she's not supposed to talk about it. She can't before being whisked away. So this is her, and this is her friend. It is unclear if Heinerscheid, who was seen close to her $8 million apartment near Central Park, is on paid leave from the company, but she joined in 2022 and vowed to freshen up the image. Yeah, we all saw that video where she talked about Bud Light being a frat brand and a dying brand and all that stuff. Yeah, that's great. On March 30th, Heinerscheid gave an interview to a business podcast in which she said she wanted to make Bud Light less fratty and more inclusive. Yeah, how's that going there, Alissa? That's her name. Yeah, Alissa with an I. 2 days later, on April 1st, Mulvaney, who began transitioning to a woman in 2021, was unveiled as a brand partner. The firm said both Heinerscheid and Blake decided to temporarily step down, but the decisions were reportedly not voluntary. Of course they weren't, because both of them thought that it was a great idea. Given the circumstances, Alissa has decided to take a leave of absence, which we support. Daniel has also decided to take a leave of absence, the company said. Heinerscheid's job was taken over by Todd Allen, who recently served as Global Vice President of Budweiser. The specifics of how the can fiasco erupted remains under wraps, though the boycott continues to affect sales and market value of the tarnished brand. $26 billion, guys. I've never seen anything like this. I think we're finally starting to see a shift. Since the post by Mulvaney went live on her Instagram on April 1st, Anheuser-Busch has tanked more than $26 billion in market value. This is the video where she talked about how fratty the brand was in decline. Yeah, sure. And she's one of these young, Harvard-educated woke that was like, oh, yeah, I learned a lot from my Ivy League education and whatever she got it in. I'm going to change things around. Oh, yeah, you sure did that, didn't you, Alissa? The company has been forced to give financial help to the frontline workers impacted by the boycott, according to a statement made by Global CEO Michelle Durkis. Sales of Bud Light has plummeted 25.7% for the week ending May 20th compared to that of a year ago, according to Bump Williams Consulting. So you have the distributors losing money because no one's buying Bud Light, and I did a video about the Budweiser factory workers in Jacksonville losing work because no one's buying Bud Light down there, especially in Jacksonville. Jacksonville has a 40% sales decrease in Anheuser-Busch products. 40%. Anheuser-Busch said earlier this month it would triple its marketing spending on the U.S. this summer as it tries to boost ailing sales. The marketing decision appears to be one of the worst in American history to come from an advertising backlash. Only JCPenney has beaten Anheuser-Busch and saw their shares plummet more than 25% in 2012 after featuring a lesbian couple and their daughter in an advertisement. They also hired Ellen DeGeneres as a spokesperson and ultimately fired their then CEO Ron Johnson's, who defended the move. So this is our good old pal Alissa right here. And then this is the CEO of Anheuser-Busch's letter, pretty much begging the heartland of America to start buying Bud Light again. And of course, it's right below our favorite influencer here. It comes as the nearest rival to Bud Light, which is currently still the top-selling U.S. beer. It's close to toppling them for the top spot. Modelo Especial. So we'll have to keep tabs on whether Modelo can do it. Modelo was the number 2 beer in the U.S. last year, posting $3.8 billion in off-premises sales compared to $4.8 billion of Bud Light. Both Bud Light and Modelo are owned by Anheuser-Busch. But as part of an antitrust settlement, U.S. sales of Modelo are controlled by rival Constellation Group and do not count as part of Anheuser-Busch's global volumes. Since April 1st, the company has consistently been dropping down the rankings, with experts saying it just keeps getting a little worse each week. I hope this boycott keeps going. And I think that Bud Light is going to lose its top spot in the next 2 weeks. Okay? They lost people that are never coming back. Bud Light, even Budweiser, just isn't that good of a beer. It's just not. It was brand loyalty carrying these people. And people that are 30 and younger drink seltzers. They drink White Claws and Trulies and all that stuff. This is irreparable damage. So thank Alissa here. Smile for the camera, Alissa. For now, she gets to keep her $8 million Central Park apartment, but we'll see what happens in the coming months. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you on the next one.